Hello, my loves. I am your Empress Divine, Miss Tasha Turner herself. Welcome to Queendom Come. This is the Gemini weekly reading for November 12th through the 19th. Make sure you check out that general reading that I did for all signs. It talked about transformation and great blessings. So that's an energy that all of us have with us, regardless of what it is that comes forth in your reading here. Also, make sure you watch the readings for your other sign placement, not just your sun sign. If you don't know what your other planet placements are, you need to get on that. There's a million ways for you to find out how to do it, so go figure that out. But I'm talking to Gemini here, so you on top of shit. You know what be going on, Gemini. You know what the fuck be going on. So let's get a goddess guidance card for Gemini. My lovable Geminis, finesse gods, Geminis, mental, strategic, thinker Geminis, bipolar Geminis, good twin, evil twin Gemini, good cop, bad cop Gemini. What's going on, creative Geminis, between November 12th through November 19th? Goddess guidance, come forth and give us a card that relays the energy that Gemini is working with from November 12th through November 19th. Cycles and rhythms. Okay. Let me get in here from my phone so that I can be in the live chat and see if somebody says something. Cycles and rhythms. Mm. There's a time for everything under the sun, Gemini. A time to play, a time to be serious, a time to work, a time to rest, a time to do, a time to relax, a time to speak, a time to hush. There is a time for everything under the sun. A time to be together, a time to be apart. Honor the cycles, honor the cycles of your body, honor the cycles of your energy levels, honor the cycles of your emotions. We're always in a cycle. Moon phases. As long as the moon is orbiting around our green and blue earth, we are always experiencing cycles. If you are an energetically sensitive person, you know that you have to honor the energy cycles. When you feel motivated to do something, you got to get up and do it, because that motivation is not going to always be there. No matter how much of a hyper person you are, at some point or another, you going to get tired. You going to get motherfucker tired. So you have to honor that hype energy when you feel it. You have to honor that passionate energy when you feel it. You also have to know when to sit down somewhere. Sit down, Gemini. Sit down. You have to know when to sit down. And actually, one of the universal laws, the laws of our great mysterious universe itself, is the law of rhythm. The pendulum is always swinging back and forth, just like these retrogrades. There's a time when the planets station, when they seemingly stop moving, even though everything is always in motion, they seemingly stop moving before they either move backwards or they either move forward or go direct. Venus is going direct, I believe, on the 16th. So we're getting closer to that stationing energy, which is when you feel like things may not be moving. But know that things are always moving, even when they feel like they're not. It's just the law of rhythm. That pendulum swings, and when it gets to the high side, there's a bit of a pause, or it seems like a bit of a pause before it swings back to the other side. And for some reason, I felt the need to really dive into that law of rhythm here. So, Tarot, round out the energy for why this Goddess Guidance card came out. Tell us a story that gives us a clear picture on why Gemini received that cycles and rhythms card here. in this reading for the energy of November 12th through November 19th. November 12th through November 19th for Gemini. November 12th through November 19th. Judgment. hmm Page of Swords. Page of Staffs. Eight of Swords. King of Coins. Six of Coins. Eight of Staffs. High Priestess. So I see some doubles here. I see doubles. Two major arcana. Doubles. Two pages. Doubles. Two eights. Doubles. So for some reason, it's like I'm hearing balance. There has to be a balance here. When you got two sides, must be two sides. You have to have balance. It's gonna be a tug of war. So that's you can either have you know, it can either be like the seesaw is level, or one side could be up, one side could be down, and things can be out of balance. There can be a tug of war, there can be a push and pull for power, or there can be an agreement and a compromise. That's completely up to you. I think that has a lot to do with the cycles that you may be experiencing as well. So we pop it off with this judgment card, which narrows down to a two. You see that 20 up there at the top of judgment? Narrows down to a two. The first thing I always notice when I look at the judgment card, well, there's two things I always notice, but in this instant, that big ass yellow brick road or the yellow staircase. So to me, that can be like I hear highway to heaven. It's like a road that you're trying to walk, like you want to get higher. You want to go higher. You feel like it's time to go higher. You want to ascend, or you want to experience something on a higher level. I feel like Gemini. Also with the that yellow brick road or yellow staircase or golden staircase or whatever, I think of the journey to Oz. It's like you want to get somewhere and find a solution. It's like you feel like your solution is someplace outside of yourself, but you're being called to attention. Something is calling you to realize that everything you need is within and you have to find that inner balance. The Page of Swords is like I feel like it's an energy of awareness. Like you may be aware of something, but maybe you're not giving it the attention it deserves, or you're not preparing for something, you're not giving it the attention it deserves, you are not caring for something. Maybe you could be acting ignorantly for something. Whatever it is, it's a low vibrational mental energy. The page to me always symbolizes low vibration, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just means that it's not at its full potential. So your mental attention to something may not be at its full potential. Your care for something may not be at its full potential. Your thinking about something may not be at its full potential. And when it's paired with that judgment card and the energy that I just got from that, like basically you're seeing a solution to something outside of yourself. When we all know everything is really within you, as within, so without. So it's like you want to ascend or you want to reach this higher level, but it's almost like you see it as outside of yourself. You have not consolidated your thinking to realize that everything you desire is right there within you, which is the two at the end of this week. So I believe by the end of the week, with this High Priestess card, that is a two as well. I think you begin to understand that everything that you desire is right there within you. And that's another one of those universal laws. The high priestess has this scroll, and on this scroll is written the secrets to the universe. She knows the secrets to create anything in this world, to bring it from the spiritual realm down into the physical. And along with the law of rhythm, which is a universal law, is the law of attraction, where you realize that every single thing that you could ever want in life is already within you. If you've shot off the rockets of desire, which I feel like is this card here, and if you listen to Abraham Hicks, you've heard that phrase before, your rockets of desire, when you really want something, when you're very passionate about something, it shoots off, an energy. And that energy is held up in the spiritual world until you understand how to manifest it in the physical. So when you've been shooting off these desires, everything that you've been wanting, when you want to ascend to this higher place, or you want to be a better person, or you want to do this and you want to do that, and you're seeing the solutions outside of yourself, the whole time that you've been wanting this or wanting that or desiring this, desiring that, you're shooting off these rockets of passion into the ethers. That's why all of these rods are pointed up in the air. And the high priestess knows how to bring something out of the air or the ethers or the spiritual realm and bring it and funnel it down into the physical. I think that this week you're starting to understand that, or this week is the beginning of your understanding. Maybe you're exposed for the first time to this knowledge, to this like ancient wisdom. By next Monday, it's like you're either exposed to it or you're really starting to grasp it. Maybe you've heard it before, but you didn't really get a firm understanding of it. But in some way, you're starting to really grasp this energy. And that King of Coins tells me that you are getting a hold of it. Because the King of Coins, I mean, his kingdom is secure. He has a rich kingdom, a prosperous kingdom. You know, the king makes sure that everything in the land is secure. And coins are all about security and stability. You see how he just big chilling. Like homeboy don't have a care in the world. Grapes. Over here, you know, he's fruitful. Everything in his kingdom is growing. He has his throne. He's chilling. He don't have a reason to get up and want for anything. So that judgment card where I feel like you're wanting for something, you're trying to climb the golden staircase, you're aspiring for something, you're trying to become something instead of realizing that you already are it. You're wanting to become rather than just be. It's like you're putting effort into something that's already yours. It's already secured. The King of Coins has already secured the bag. It's secure. The perimeters of his kingdom are well secured. His militia ready to act up at any given moment. So he got goons. That's not a problem. He's not really worried about any threats. That's never a problem. You know, everything is good in the land. The trees produce fruit. The ground is fertile. Everything that he touches turns to gold. You know, he's passionate. If he knows that something is what he wants, he, you know, throws out those rockets of desires and realizes that he can manifest it into the physical reality. I feel like that's the energy that's available to you this week, Gemini. And yes, that is a huge transformation. So watch that general reading. Very huge transformation because I mean once you understand that secret, and judgment means that it's this is it's time. It's time. Judgment means that it is time. Like maybe you've climbed this staircase and fell too many times. It's almost like you were walking up an escalator. I'm getting that image with this card for Gemini. Like you've been walking up an escalator, or you have been running on a treadmill. You running in place. You're like you're exerting all of this energy and have not been going anywhere. The Page of Swords could be a lack of direction also. Like a low vibrational mental energy. If you don't know exactly where you're going, that's a lack of direction, which falls in line with that Page of Swords energy. Like, yeah, you may know what it is that you wanted, or you may have known where to go, but maybe didn't know how to get there. Like you didn't have the directions. You just kind of, you know, seeing your way through the dark. Or you felt like you've been kind of just seeing your way through the dark. The Page of Staffs, that's a lack of direction as well. It's like, yeah, I have passion for something, but I don't know what to do with it. Like you just know that you want better for yourself. It's like I'm ready to go to heaven because I've been living in hell. I have no fear. I don't witness too much hell right here. Shout out to Pastor Troy. You know, you may be feeling that type of way. It's just you really feel like it's time. You may at the beginning of the week feel like you're being judged also. Like literally, you may feel like you're being judged. And you know that you are worth more. You know that you are higher than how other people are seeing you. You know you're worth more than how you may be feeling about yourself. and you may be kind of just feeling defeated. That's also like a, I feel like a victim energy. It's like you feel like, you know, the odds are against you and you feel like people are in your way and things aren't going for you, and that's causing your energy to be low, which is like word to this card about honoring your energy cycles, because there's a time for everything. Yeah, there may be a time for you to feel, you know, kind of defeated, and a time for you to feel like, you know, your energy is low, but there's also a time for you to get off your ass and get to what is already yours. And I feel like during this week you will see a real visible, noticeable, significant change in energy, and you'll understand what I mean when I say honoring your energy cycles, or when this goddess guidance card says to honor your energy cycles. I feel like you'll have access to that motivation to go and get it. And when I say go and get it, really, it's not even going anywhere outside of yourself. It's going within and getting it. How about that? No matter how far off something may seem away from you, you're never lost because the answers are right there inside of you. Now, don't that sound like some Wizard of Oz type shit? And like you may really look up one day and be like, "Damn, we ain't in Kansas no more." Like this ain't that black and white life that I was living before. Look at all of these colors in this spread. Like you have all the primary colors. So basically all the basic energy that you need, you have it. But then you have the secondaries and the, what is it, the tertiaries, whatever it is, the third colors. You have all the colors here. All the colors available to you. And then you also have these whites, which are like clean canvases. You have a new canvas, you have a clean canvas available to you this week, Gemini. Something that you may have been looking forward to when you felt like maybe you had been counted out, or you felt like you didn't know how to make it happen. You've been held back by something, you felt imprisoned. You've and realized he don't have no cuffs on his hands, so it's all mental. In this card here, where he's like in that surrender position, and he's, you know, assume the position, that being arrested position, ain't no cuffs on his wrist. There's literally nothing stopping you. Because, yeah, you have a bunch of swords in front of you, but all you have to do is back out of that shit and walk around it. So, any obstacles you come against this week, I feel like they're all mental. It's all like a self sabotaging type of energy, or an energy of not really knowing yourself. You don't know who you are. You've yet to be born. And if you don't know who you are, of course, you're going to have that page energy. The pages, they new on the scene. They don't really know what's what yet. They've never been off the stoop. These are stoop kids. So yeah, he has the gift of being able to strategize and think his way out of a situation, but he don't really know how to use it yet. Yeah, he has the gift of passion and the gift of the energy to be able to do something, but it's low because you don't really know where to apply your energy. It's kind of like you've been walking in circles. When you have the eights, it's like circles. You walk in circles, never ending circle. You're going around, out and around, and back and forth, and out and around, and back and forth, walking in circles in a mental prison of your own making. And I feel like it's time to get out of that. It's time for you to realize that you really do have the bag has already been secured. Everything that you want is already yours. And I need you to really start thinking like that. I need you to start giving in situations as if you have enough to give. I need you to start taking as if you don't need to ask permission. Like you have to dead ass conduct yourself like you are already the king. Not like you have to fight for something, or not like somebody is fighting against you, or not like you're at a disadvantage. You have to act like you're winning at all times. That eight of staffs is like consistent energy. It's like a strategy. This is what I do. I'm gonna shoot this one off. It's gonna fall down. I'm gonna shoot this one off. It's gonna fall down. I'm gonna shoot this one off. Everything is already in alignment. It's waiting on you to take action. Like I said, all this time when you've been wanting to get to this higher place, all this time when you've been wanting to ascend, when you've been wanting to achieve a higher station in life, all this time, because of the simple fact that you wanted it, it's actually yours already. You just have to act like it. You have to give like a king, take like a king, conduct yourself like a king, feel stable within. The six is like a maternal internal energy. That six reminds me of a pregnant woman. It takes me to an image of the womb. You have to feel stable deep within you. That's the only way you can actually birth it in your outer circumstances. And that's how we shoot over here to this high priestess who has this ankh in her hands that symbolizes the womb as well and the birth canal. Something within you being birthed. This is that veil, that horizontal line, that's the veil. And that's why Pisces is their sign has like that it looks like two outer facing parentheses with that line through the middle. They're a bridge between worlds. This is the bridge. That line right there is the bridge between worlds, between everything that you've built up in the spiritual realm or within the womb and it coming down the birth canal or being birthed or manifested into the physical. It's deep shit. If you're not really up on what I'm talking about is in terms of like law of attraction and alchemy and manifesting and everything being mental as a universal law, baby, you need to get there. And I know I'm talking to the right people because Gemini, y'all like knowing shit. I think outside of like Aquarius and Sagittarius, you can have these type of conversations with a Gemini, and they be like, "Oh, word? Oh, yeah, okay." And you can all you need to do is give a Gemini a hint, and they got it from there. So I feel like along the way you may get a hint. The Page of Swords can also be the energy of a hint. You know, just a little bit of knowledge. All you need is a little bit, just a little hint, just a little push. The Page of Staffs is like a little push, just a little scoop in the right direction. Get a little hint, get a little push. Spend some time really digging within, going within. That eight energy is one. It's like eight is like the eighth house of the astrological wheel, which is the Scorpio realm. And the Scorpio go deep. When you go deep diving within your own mentality, within the mind, when you start to open up and give birth to parts of the brain that you've never even exercised before, you get to this place when you be like, oh wow, you start seeing things a whole lot different. The king sits on his throne and he watches, he observes. You start watching. It's like you take a seat and you start looking at things. You start sitting back, really paying attention, peeping the game, watching the whole scenario unfold. And you're like, wow, okay, okay. And I think you realize that everything that you ever wanted has just been waiting to be given to you. Like it could have already been yours, to be honest, because you've put the desire out there. Like make no mistake, whenever you felt defeated, every situation you were in where you felt defeated, there was this thing that law of attraction teachers, especially Abraham Hicks, likes to call contrast. And when you're in a situation that is different from what it is that you want, that feeling of dissatisfaction actually is energy that you're firing off into the ethers, telling spirit what it is that you do want. Like if you are homeless, you desire the fuck out of a beautiful house. Hell, you desire just a house. It ain't even got to be beautiful. You just want a house. If you're hungry, you desire food. And all of these things that you desire have just been lining up, aligning, waiting on you to access them so that you can take it from the ethers and bring it back down into the earth and have it for yourself. Because once again, everything that you've ever desired is already yours. It's just waiting on you to bring it down. And I feel like it's time. Something is happening where you really get it, where shit solidifies in your mind. You move from this place of, page, low vibrational energy, not really knowing a lot or just having a clue or just having a hint, not really harnessing your energy, maybe a place of feeling like, you're held back by outer circumstances. I feel like you take a hold of that and become the king of coins this week. By midweek, by hell, about a weekend, it's like, okay, I'm seeing things a little differently here. I've been inspired in some way, and I'm starting to interact differently. I'm giving birth to a whole different way that I go about receiving and giving, because it's all just exchanges of energy, all of it. All of this is stored up, waiting for you to access it. The high priestess energy is when you go within and you intuitively access all of this energy, all of this knowing, all of this that has always been inside of you. You were just walking this yellow brick road or climbing this golden staircase, which is essentially walking up an escalator or running on a treadmill, because you weren't really getting anywhere by just exerting energy, because there's a mental aspect of it that you have yet to actually fully grasp. And I feel like this week you are fully grasping it. And it's time. Honor these cycles. Honor the cycles of learning. Honor your emotions about everything. Good emotions, bad emotions. They're all telling you a story. Honor your energy levels. When you feel like you need to sit down and rest, sit down and rest. When you feel intuitively inspired to just go beast mode and grind it out, go do that. You're being led by something much higher than you're just yourself. And I feel like when you balance that energy of what you have going on in the physical with the amazingness available to us in the spiritual, when you balance that, that's when you have power. When you find that alignment within, that's when you really tap into that power and you can get to wherever it is that you're trying to go. The gates of heaven open up for you at that point. So if any of this resonates with you and you have any personal things that you want to discuss, I do text, email, or phone readings. The information is in the description box. I am your Empress Divine, Miss Tasha Turner herself. Thank you for being with me. I'll be back with the Cancer weekly reading in just a little bit. Thank you for watching. Bye.